Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pen and For Your Thoughts podcast, your favorite podcast this side of the Mississippi River. I'm your host, David Viston?
Viston, yeah.
Viston.
And I'm Hillary Farr.
And welcome to Love It or List It, the hit TV show that, honestly, I don't believe they're married, but I think they try to play it off that they are.
I feel like it's all for show.
For show, and it's a show. Yeah, just drink your broth. Hunter and I are sick. Oh, wait, you're not Sierra.
No,
what are you doing here?
Hello, everyone, to our loyal listeners. I am Hunter.
Hold on. Hold on.
Cut that.
No, that's David. You're just in the Penny for Your Thoughts multi-universe, but you're not multiverse. That's what it's called. You're not. What are you talking about? This ain't your podcast.
No, but it was more so referring to you.
Well, you said our. Anyways, you're here because why not? It's the first Hunter episode of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did 2 last year. Let's see if we can do 3 this year.
Oh boy.
Hoorah! We're gonna jump right into a quiz. I sent that to you. Not in a quiz party though, because it didn't work. But today we're gonna be doing eat a 5-course meal and I'll guess your age. So first, pick a breakfast. Cookies, toast, eggs and bacon, yogurt, cereal, or who eats breakfast?
Eggs and bacon for me.
You can't even eat bacon.
Turkey bacon.
Oh. Yogurt. Pick a main course. Salad, PB&J, sushi, calamari, soup, burger, mac and cheese, pizza. I want pizza.
I think I'm gonna go sushi on this one.
Why do you sound like you're doing like picks for like a like sports or something? Like I think I'm gonna go here on this one. Like you're not betting. We're just doing a silly little redacted quiz.
Exactly. It's just how it goes.
Pick a dessert. Shaved ice, latte, ice cream, tiramisu. A latte. I like you a latte. Pick a midnight snack. Sour worms, cookies, salad,
Who's
or
picking
chips.
a salad as a midnight snack?
Yeah, that's really weird. I'm gonna pick chips.
I'm gonna pick cookie.
Pick a drink. Water, soda, latte, or juice. I'm gonna pick water.
I'm gonna pick latte.
Oh my gosh, I'm 11 to 16 years old. Your taste buds are getting more mature, but still like some sweets now and then.
I mean, same, so.
Love. Live, laugh, love. I don't know, I know 2 16-year-olds and a 14-year-old. And let me tell you, I don't know if their tastes are mature.
Probably not.
So today, we are doing our moving podcast. Because for those of you who are aware, we moved. We did it.
Yeah.
At the beginning of last month?
Mm-hmm.
Almost a month. It's been almost a month, guys. It'll be a month on the 9th. Right? That sounds right. A month on the 9th since we moved. And so today is going to be all about moving, all about our history with moving, because we both have very interesting histories with moving. Let's start there. I'm an avid Smosh watcher, as we talk about very often on this podcast. And I really want to get for our home, I want to have someone Etsy it, and I really want to get, let's make this gingerbread house into a gingerbread home. Because there's a Smosh video from like years ago. I think it was like 2015, where they're making gingerbread houses. And Shane says, we're gonna make this gingerbread house into a gingerbread home. And then he says something where he's like, or they said like, with your gingerbread husband? And he goes, yeah, but we're having gingerbread problems. And I think that's really funny, and I want to get it for our house. And not as like a Christmas decoration. I just like, let's make this gingerbread house into a gingerbread home.
Works for me.
It's like those live, laugh, love signs people have. Or like, there's like a Smosh Karen episode, and they were like going around saying different signs. And one of them was like, just hold each other close and be there. Like, I want that, because that's funny.
Honestly, I could definitely see us having that in our home. For the irony.
That one specifically sounds like something your mother would have.
Honestly. Mom, if you ever listen to this,
Which
you
you
definitely
should.
would.
Brandy, you should listen.
Honestly.
At least to the episodes you're in.
I'm probably going to send her this one.
You didn't send her the others?
Not yet.
Send them all.
Okay.
Anyways, that was the first order of business. The next one is, let's talk about don't look. Let's talk about our histories with moving. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I used to live with my grandparents. Me and my dad. You've been in their house. You know the toy room?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we used to live.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he stayed there, and then I was up in my Nana and Papa's room. But we were there. And then after that, we moved into my stepmom's apartment. I don't know if we moved in with her or we moved with her, if that makes sense. I just remember I spent a lot of nights on a futon in a sleeping bag, a Dora sleeping bag on top of a futon. Because my dad was like 20, I was like 4, so he's like 25. And then we moved in all together as a big happy family into an apartment. And then within the same apartment, we moved from, I don't remember if it was from the first floor to the third floor or the third floor to the first floor, but it was something like that. And that was because of scorpions. So we moved, I think it might have been from the third floor to the first floor, but I just remember there was one time we were walking up the stairs to our third floor apartment, and I had gotten McDonald's, and I didn't think the bottom of the box was going to break, and my McDonald's went everywhere. And my dad, all he said was, "That sucks, here's a cheeseburger." He's going to say he doesn't remember that, but I remember it vividly because I was sobbing, because I really wanted chicken nuggets, but I ate a cheeseburger instead. Because he got like 4 cheeseburgers, which, knowing my dad, that's like nothing.
That checks.
For the pod, my dad ate a whole tour of Italy plus soup.
2 soups?
2 soups. That's what it was. 2 soups plus a tour of Italy.
And then the Olive Garden, employees clapped because they were so impressed.
They did. And he asked if he could get his picture on the wall, and they said, "We don't do that here." But he did ask.
And honestly, that's very your dad coded.
I love him. I said something today. We did my taxes today, and one of the questions on the tax form was like, were one or both of your parents still alive as of December 31st, 2024? And I looked at him and I went, "Were you alive?" And he goes, "Yeah, for now." That was his response. That's my dad in a nutshell. And he just went, "Yeah, for now." I was like, "Thanks, man." Okay. Now you get why I'm convinced I'm gonna die at 30, because it's just the way it rolls. Yeah. And then after that, my brother was born. So then we moved into a rental house. And then I'm not sure if there was another apartment somewhere there or if there were 2 rental houses, but I'm pretty sure we moved twice. And then when my sister was born, we moved to the house that we live in now, or they live in now, and have lived in for the past 14 years. The house I call my home, and I still do, even though we live here. Like today, I went over and I definitely told Hunter I'm going home, and then I was like, wait, I mean to my parents' house, because it's weird, a weird switch. But that's my history with moving. Yes, I am currently ripping my pants more, don't worry about it. It's just the bottoms. No one cares about that. Anyways, go ahead. Your history. You have a fun one.
Yeah, so I have a pretty colorful history within moving. Trying to think back.
You were born where?
I was born in San Diego.
There you go.
From there, it was obviously my mom and my biological dad, of which they obviously separated when I was very young. I was like 2 or 3.
Same! Twinsies! I might cut that. I don't know if my dad wants that as public knowledge.
Honestly, that's fair. But, from there, they had split custody, so I would spend weekends with my dad, go and hang out with my mom for the remainder of the time.
Was it 50-50?
It was 70-30, realistically, Anyways, from there, my mom met my sister's father, or my middle sister's father, which then we moved in briefly. I think we were only there together for like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
If that, And realistically, I think that it was still that my mom had her own place, and then we went and visited, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It was messy. But from there...
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. From there, then my mom met my youngest sister's father, which we then lived with him for a few years until she decided that they weren't a great fit for each other, in which then they decided to separate, and she got an apartment on her own where it was the three of us, where my youngest sister was still a bebe. From there, she had her own apartment. She completed nursing school, at which point we had that apartment for about a year or two, I want to say. At which point then she met now the guy that she's currently with, my current stepfather, who they've been together now for 16 years?
Don't look at me. I only
think-
met them in the past 2 years. Can I say his name because I said her name?
Sure.
Shout out Ken.
We love Ken.
Shout out Ken.
Hi, Dad. Anyways, so from there, obviously, I lived with them for the following however many years it was. I think it was like 4th grade that I ended up moving in with them. At which point, from there until freshman year of high school, I then proceeded to say, cool, I'm going to go live with my biological father out in Ohio.
That was when you were a freshman.
Correct. It was when I first started my freshman year. I had made it through effectively the first semester at the school I was attending, at which I was like, I need a change because I was not doing too hot in terms of academics or anything really. So at which point then I moved out to Ohio to live with him. Did that for about 6 years, at which then I moved back to California, lived there for another year or so, 2 years or so. And then I've been out here now for about 3 years-ish. 3.
I forgot that I technically moved for school. Because I moved back and forth for the past 3.5 years, give or take, of moving all my stuff up and then come back down for weekends and then moved all my stuff back and then moved all my stuff back up after a couple months and then back and then up and back. I've moved a lot, given those back and forths, which it's not like I was moving spaces on campus, but it was still the same area for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But now we moved together, and we had very different experiences with the move. Mine was, we got it all done within a day. My dad and I moved most of the stuff first in the morning after we got the keys for this place, and I just moved back down from school in December. Right? That's when I moved.
Yeah.
In December, which you, my dad, and my tata came up and helped. Just super fun. And then we moved here, I moved here in the beginning of the month. I moved before you by 5 days, but I didn't move in. So technically, as of yesterday, I'd been here for a month. I have, but you haven't been here for a month until the 9th because your move was very different. But I had my dad, my tata, and my sister. Well, she didn't help. My sister laid on the floor while we moved here, and then when it was done, she was like, "Oh, I can leave now?" And I was like, "You didn't have to come in the first place." But she came, and it was very fun and exciting for her to get to see the apartment too. Yeah. What was your move like? You want to talk about that?
One word, stressful.
I was a boss, though. I moved all your boxes by myself for the most part. No, don't look at me like that. I did. I moved most of that stuff by myself. You moved it downstairs, and I loaded it in the truck in the car. I wore sweatpants, though, so I did hike my sweatpants up into shorts.
And it was pretty funny.
Everyone got a good laugh out of that one. But, yeah, I moved a lot. I moved your mattress into the truck as well. Basically by myself. So, I don't know. You can decide how much you want to talk about your move?
Actively, it was more so a mad scramble at the end because I ended up having more stuff than I realized. But at the end, we got it done, got past the emotional aspect. It's fine. It's just irritating.
What was the most difficult part of the move? Climbing those 3 flights of stairs. We live 3 flights of stairs up and there's no elevator.
Yeah, that sucked, especially having to carry everything up.
And again, when he moved, it was just you, me, and my grandfather who has a bad knee. 2 bad knees, but he refuses to admit one of them. So.
Yeah, so shout out Tata.
Shouts out.
Super thankful for you and being able to allow us to use your truck and all that.
Allow you to use the truck. I always knew I was using that truck. There was no doubt in my mind, personally.
Fair enough. But yeah, super grateful for that. Yeah, probably just the fact of just having to climb those 3 flights of stairs with everything that we had to bring up was a pain.
It was very rough.
But we got there.
Yeah. Anything else that was difficult? That was my answer, so pick your own.
It's probably just making sure that stuff was packed properly and that I had to decide what I was going to leave behind, and not worry about like my ski stuff, all the other crap, because realistically, I definitely could get a garage for here and utilize it, but at the same time, I'm like,
we don't even utilize the storage we have now.
Exactly. And so I'm like, maybe in the future, but for right now, it's not really worth it.
Yeah. What's the next piece of furniture we're gonna buy? A dining table. A dining table. And chairs. And a kitchen trash can.
Literally.
Our kitchen trash can is currently the pantry door with a trash bag hung up next to it, or on it.
Yeah, really, we should have gotten one today just to say.
We should have, but we
screw
didn't.
It, but that was my bad.
We didn't.
I blinked.
Instead, we bought birthday presents for a 6-year-old.
Listen, that's important.
I love that sounds like the 6-year-old's related to you when he's related to me.
Listen, as much as, the kids aren't mine.
They're ours.
They're ours.
They're ours at this point. But we have a lot of things to buy for because I just discovered 3 more birthdays coming up, and I didn't know about them.
Dang.
Yeah. So we gotta buy a little something for each of them, plus my sister's promotion, plus my other sister's graduation. It's a big year.
It's a very big year.
It's a big year. So we need to hunker down and figure that out. But that's not what this podcast is about, but I figured I'd tell you here to get your reaction. When do you think this house will be a home? Sorry. I was having a field day writing these.
Probably in the next couple months, really, where we're going to be able to flesh it out. Being able to have, little bits and pieces that make it a home,
When this gingerbread house becomes a gingerbread home.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it'll be a home when we get a cat. That's when it'll be a home.
Yes. But what kind of cat?
A rescue. I don't care the breed. I just want him to have trauma. That's what I said when I picked you up, too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. That was a good one.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. Anyways, what's the best part of living together? Dang, don't shout out an answer all at once.
Well, I'm thinking because there's multiple reasons.
You can say them all. We have time. We have so much time. Fill the time.
So really, the first one is being able to say, hey, come home, instead of when can I see you? Because I like spending time with you.
Really?
Yes,
oh,
really.
Oh, my goodness. This would be weird if you didn't.
Honestly. Second thing is, obviously being able to share a bed. and not have to worry about,
Dad, we don't share a bed. We have 2 twin beds. I'm just kidding. We have 2 twin beds that we push together and put a giant sheet on.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Don't worry. We leave room for Jesus.
No, we don't.
No,
We're
we
2
don't.
6-foot tall people. There is no room on that bed for anyone other than us.
Yeah, we don't really have a choice there.
Honestly, as of recently, in order to sleep properly, one of us has had to sleep on the couch, and the other gets the bed. We didn't. He made a decision, like, almost a year ago, because that was when you bought this bed, to buy a queen bed, and we're both over 6 foot.
And I am now living with that mistake, and I hate it, and I am going to get a king bed eventually.
Once the apartment is a home.
Effectively, just because, need to make room for the cat.
Yes, we do. We need a bigger bed for the cat. Not so we can sleep in the same room, but for the cat. The cat needs a bed. And the dog. And maybe a guinea pig, because I discovered I can make a guinea pig noise today, so I kind of want to get a guinea pig now.
Do you want to do the guinea pig noise?
No, it's not going to pick up.
Ah, dang it.
If I had the microphone, it'd pick up. I just got a new microphone. Hunter bought me a new microphone today.
Speaking of which, happy 2-year anniversary tomorrow.
When we're filming this tomorrow, when it comes out, it will have already been 3 days.
Correct. But on the 7th will be our 2-year anniversary.
Dang, just air it out for everyone. I wasn't going to tell people when we were filming.
Oh.
Tomorrow is our 2-year anniversary.
Tomorrow's our 2-year anniversary. Very excited. She got me a big old watch case.
He has a lot of watches.
I have a lot of watches.
And you got me a microphone.
Hey, that's something that you wanted.
Yeah, I did. I just like saying it like that. You got me a microphone.
You got me a microphone.
Stop. Anyway, stop. I'm not joking. Anyways, back to best parts of living with me.
Was I on 2 or 3?
2.
So number 3 would be being able to hang out whenever we really want outside of work.
It really sucks though, because we work very opposite schedules right now.
Yes, and it's not fun. But, when we do get to hang out, it's nice to be able to just be home, be able to say, hey, let's go do something. Rather than having to plan out a whole thing of someone has to drive to someone, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's just annoying, So I'm grateful that obviously when we have time, we're able to just be like, all right, cool, let's put on our shoes, let's go.
Like after this, we're going to an arcade.
Super excited.
You don't sound excited. Don't touch me.
Anyways, I'm sure there's a couple more. I can't think of any right up at the moment. What are your favorite parts of living together?
That I don't always have to get my own food and water. I know that sounds stupid, but if I'm, like today, I really didn't want to get up from the couch, and so he made me my girl dinner, which was delicious. I know that sounds so selfish, but I did the same thing for you. But it's just being able to be like, I don't want to get up. Can you go do this? Being able to not have to wait to show you videos anymore on YouTube. You took all the good ones, so now I gotta scramble. So doing that. What?
Take all the good ones.
Yeah, you took all the answers I was gonna say, all the good answers I was gonna say, so now I gotta think of some that are like not as good, but still good. And that's one of them, is I don't have to wait to show you YouTube videos anymore. You can just say that.
Well, yeah, I was thinking too, we can watch TV series together without having...
We don't, though.
But we don't.
We watch YouTube.
Yeah,
we don't even watch TV.
Well, it's like if we were to like, when the new season of Bridgerton comes out.
Oh, yeah. Well, we started Worst Cooks in America, and then I don't remember what, someone was doing something and put it on mute, and then we never restarted.
Dang. I
think you put it on mute because someone called you, and then there wasn't like let me pause it. We just kept letting it run on mute, and we were like, well, I guess we can't restart this, even though we so could, but I don't remember what episode we were even on to restart it.
Yeah, I mean, really, I don't even remember what season either.
I know the season. It was the most recent one, but...
Oh. Well, maybe we'll do that tonight after we get back from the arcade.
I don't want to watch that show anymore. I'm going to air this out in the podcast. I don't want to watch that show. I'm going to be so honest.
Okay.
that's what we can do right now on the pod to fill some time. What are we gonna watch? What series are we gonna start? Drop in the comments some good series to start. We watched like 3 episodes of Narcos, and that never caught on. Because you liked it, but I could care less. I don't know, should we rewatch something? Should we watch The Walking Dead? Do you like The Walking Dead?
I did like The Walking Dead for about the first 5 seasons.
Was it too scary for you? That sounds mean, but Hunter gets scared very easily, would you say, when it comes to media? You can be honest.
Yeah, really, I'm a big old scaredy cat.
Go ahead.
I am a big old scaredy cat, realistically. The Walking Dead was never really scary to me. It was more so just, obviously I know it's fake, and I know that it's fake, and I know that it's silly, but it's more so the idea of people getting eaten that I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, he can't watch The Pit either, unfortunately.
I can watch The Pit, I just have to turn away at certain scenes because it'll be real medical scenes of blood spurting out or broken bones or...
Yeah. We were watching... It wasn't the first episode. It was one of the episodes where there's like the foot is broken off. And I, right before it started, I was like, it shouldn't be that bad. Like, it should be fine. And that was the first scene it opened on. And he just goes, I can't watch it. So we didn't get to watch it. But we've watched the most recent episode. So that hasn't had a lot of like blood and stuff. If you're... spoiler alert for The Pit if you haven't kept up watching. But right now, they just... kind of finished going through a mass casualty, and there's 1 episode left in this season. And so that's what Hunter has been kind of watching with me, is the unfolding saga of these last like 3 or 4 episodes of this mass casualty that happened.
Yeah, and really, normally I'm okay with blood for the most part. It's just when it's actual broken bones that I'm like, oh god, no.
Medical is like difficult for you.
Yeah, I mean, really, if it's like, the gunshot wounds and stuff, I'm like, okay, sucks, but I can watch it.
Yeah.
It's more so the broken bones themselves that I'm like,
Can I tell them that you cry? Okay. Hunter started crying when we were watching it.
Because again, I know it's fake. I know that it's not real. It's just...
I get it.
The idea of it being real.
Well, that one too is like based off of actual ERs and stuff on like Grey's Anatomy. I was gonna say I love blood. I don't love blood, but like I love blood in movies and horror movies. I love horror movies. Scream, the Scream franchise, best. I love medical blood. I can't do my own blood. I cut my thumb, like a week or 2 ago?
Yeah.
And almost passed out.
Yeah, so I had to make sure that she had a Band-Aid while on the phone with a customer, which was super fun to juggle.
On the phone with a customer in our room. I was in the kitchen. I don't know how I cut myself, but I did, and I saw the blood coming from my hand, and so I walked over to the room and just held my hand up. And I got incredibly pale, and I had to sit on the ground, because I cannot do my own blood. I can't see it outside of my body. I can't, when my blood gets drawn, I have to look away, and if I even catch a glance of it, I think I talked about this on the podcast, that I was in the hospital like a month or 2 months ago at this point, and they had to draw my blood, and I literally couldn't look at it, and when I did, I got incredibly pale. I've had, like, when they draw your blood, the nurses that do it, I've had them be like, are you okay? Do you need anything? And I'm like, I just caught a glimpse of the blood outside of my body, and it really freaked me out.
Yeah, which honestly, I don't like getting my blood drawn ever for the sole fact of how it feels. Like, I hate that feeling of just literally sucking blood.
You get cold.
Yeah, you get cold. And it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural, obviously. But it's still just,
See, for me, that's not the problem. I just can't see it. It's like, I know my brain is like, that needs to stay in your body. So seeing it outside my body is weird. This has nothing to do with moving. No. Let's get back to
Let's get back on topic, yeah.
This is so funny because I knew this was going to happen, and so I didn't prepare a lot of questions because I was like, we're going to ramble. What's the worst part of living together? I'll go first. Trying to make dinner every night, sucks. Let's see. Do I really want to call you out? I could really call you out right now.
Do whatever you want.
Okay. When I come home and there's clothes on the floor, and it's like, what the heck? Or when I tell him, hey, before you do this thing, make sure you do this. And then, like, today, I was like, hey, when you get home, please put the sheet on the bed before you lay on the bed. And I come home and the sheet is still in the dryer. And I'm like, what happened? And he goes, I just laid on the blanket on top of the bed. I said, but I told you to put the sheet on the bed. You know what? I'm going to bring this up on the podcast. The sheet's not even on the bed now.
Okay. In my defense, I had really nasty food poisoning last night, right? Within that, went to work, got sent home because I looked like shit. Felt like shit. From there, literally almost passed out while driving home. It was great. So within that, I literally was like, I don't have the brain power to do anything except sleep. So I threw the blanket on top and slept for an hour. So that's why I'm not proud of it.
You know, I'm going to cut all that out and make it look like you.
Yeah. But
just because it's funny.
No, you are right, though, in that I do leave clothes on the ground, and I'm sorry.
The sheet was just an example. There has been times where I'm like, hey, do this, then this, because it makes more sense. And then I come home and I'm like, why didn't you do it like this? And you go, well, because it didn't make sense. And I was like, no, it makes so much sense. And then you're like, oh yeah, it does. And then you do it, and it's like, I just told you to do that.
Because sometimes my brain is silly and likes to be like, but do it this way. And it's like, but that's not logical.
Oh, you know what else is the worst part about living with you? You don't know how to share a sink. And what I mean by that is, growing up, any vacation I went on, my family and I were all in the same room, which meant we all had to share a bathroom, which was not the case for you, correct?
Generally, well, that's the thing, is when I was younger, I had to share a sink with my sisters.
But they were younger than you.
But they were younger.
I'm talking someone who's around the same cognizant level as you.
No.
Yeah. That was not the case. You guys either got your own, or there was enough there's something like that. And so now, when Hunter goes to brush his teeth, I basically either have to elbow you out of the way or just wait until you're done. There is no way we can brush our teeth together. Because, you know, when you brush your teeth, you put the toothpaste on, and then you start brushing. And the thing I always think of is, I'm going to step to the side so you can start brushing your teeth. So we'll finish at the same time so we can go to bed. Right? No. If Hunter starts before me, he stands right at the sink the whole time. And there's no scoot to the side, no nothing. And we both use a water flosser? Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. We both use a water flosser. And so if he does that first, I will always try to start my teeth before him. So by the time he's done, he can start to brush his teeth and then move out of the way. And then I can floss my teeth. No, not with Hunter. with Hunter. It's, if he starts flossing his teeth and I'm done brushing mine, I have to wait basically until he's done flossing his teeth. And then I can spit my, toothpaste out and start to do my water flosser. And I better be quick, because if I'm not done, he's going to start trying to brush his teeth on top of me.
I wish I could say that she's lying. She's not.
And I feel like that all has to do with how we grew up and the fact that I was always, when we went to, any vacation, if there was one sink, it was just the way it worked of, okay, I'm going to start brushing my teeth, and then you can start brushing your teeth, so by the time I'm done, you'll be done, too, and then we can all go to bed together. Because if you're all in the same hotel room, you have to go to bed together.
Yeah, no, it was generally just, hey, everyone brush your teeth whenever, no real sense of order.
Not even that. It has nothing to do with the order. It's the fact that you don't move from the sink when you're in the process. You only need the sink to start and end brushing your teeth. When you're brushing, you don't need the sink. But you stand there. You stand there and just, own it. And I'm like, I just want to brush my teeth.
It's something I'm working on.
I laugh because it's genuinely funny to me. Like, it's not bad, but it's such a little thing that you would think wouldn't bug me, but it bugs me for some reason. Anyways, what's the worst part of living with me? Be nice. I was nice. Nothing. I'm perfect. Don't look at me like that. Nothing. I'm amazing. I'm perfect.
Realistically, I love you, but I hate sleeping together with you because I'm such a hot sleeper that,
Yeah.
and the fact too that when you're actually asleep, you like to starfish, and you like to take up the whole fucking bed, and I'm literally on like the sliver on my side.
Anyone who shared a bed with me when I was a child is just nodding their heads aggressively, like, "Yep, mm-hmm."
And the thing is, it's like that's part of why we do what we do.
Yep.
Because it just makes more sense for us logically to obviously make sure that we both get sleep, especially when we have early mornings, which is the follow-up thing. I am not used to having to get up with someone and them not even waking me up out of like spite or anything. It's just literally because I'm such a light sleeper that moving around, doing anything just wakes me up, and it sucks because when I'm awake, I'm generally awake. I don't go back to sleep unless I'm super tired. So whenever Em has to do something in the morning before I have to get up, she has to go into the room or out in the living room, for example, I always wake up and I'm like, oh.
I try to stay quiet. There's just a lot of loud things in our kitchen.
Which honestly, too, it's not even the fact that you're loud. It's just literally because I'm such a light sleeper that I'm like,
But see, I'm the opposite.
yeah, you sleep through
I'm
anything.
out. There's been times where I don't remember, but Hunter will be like, yeah, I walked in the room and we had a full conversation and then I left for work. And I'm like, I rolled over and I was done. I don't even know, man.
Yeah, no, there have been times where she's dead asleep, and I know that she's dead asleep. She'll be like, what are you doing? I'm like, getting ready for work. Oh, okay, cool. Make sure you leave the door open a little bit. Okay.
Yep, I don't remember it.
And just roll over, back to sleep.
I don't remember any of it. Does not. I sleep heavy, and I can sleep through basically anything.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, in that the fact that she can literally sleep through anything, where our closet door is not quiet.
No. We have a mirror on it, so every time you open it, the mirror, it's not attached to the door, it's just hanging on it, so it'll smack the door when you open it too fast.
And so from there, I've opened it before in order to grab dress shirts and stuff for work, and she just rolls over, not affected.
Nope.
And so I wish I had that ability to sleep through anything. Unfortunately, I don't. So
Alarms wake me up though. Like when we shared a hotel room with my grandparents, and they had an alarm set for 5 in the morning because we were going to Disneyland, and they were like, you guys don't have to get up that early. But every time the alarm went off, I was up and ready. I was like, I'm good to go. I'm wide awake. Let's get started. Let's get going. So alarms wake me up like no problem.
And that's kind of my thing too, is that anything before 6 o'clock, I'm dragging ass. I'm not coherent. I am not functional. I am a zombie. It takes me at least an hour to even get really out of bed and going.
I thought you were going to say the worst part of living with me is my sleeping conditions, that I need very cold, lots of blankets, and a nightlight.
See, and that's the thing. I like sleeping super cold. So, for our listeners out there, we keep our apartment at 67.
Our apartment's really cold all the time.
Our apartment's really cold all the time. We do that purposely so that, one, obviously when it's warm out, we can come into a nice cold apartment and it's nice. We can operate through that. 2, we don't have to change temperature constantly, which just helps us save on energy. And 3, both of us like sleeping cold. Just someone is slightly anemic, and so they need 4 blankets, even though they like it that cold. And then from there, they have to have a nightlight.
I have a dinosaur nightlight, and it makes the whole room green. I love it.
which for me, you know, I sleep in the dark. I sleep in pitch black. So having the nightlight fucks with me a little bit.
I thought you were also going to talk about my white noise.
Your white noise?
Yeah, that I have to sleep with.
What do you mean?
So I have to sleep. Either there are two types of videos.
Oh.
Either Smosh D&D or Smosh House, what is it? Betrayal House on the Hill Legacy, like either that video, or I have to sleep with these Sidemen Among Us where they are screaming. Not loud. I don't sleep with it loud. I sleep with it fairly quiet. But when they scream, you can hear it. So I thought you were going to say that as well as one of my worst ones.
Well, yeah.
It's one of those two videos, because you've said plenty of times, you're like, yeah, I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I just started talking on your side.
Yeah, freaks me out still to this day. But she'll sleep with YouTube videos just playing, and because I'm such a light sleeper, I'll hear something on accident and wake up, be like, what the fuck? What's going on?
And normally I have it on a sleep timer, but sometimes I forget.
The last few times she's forgotten, for reference.
Well, because I don't think, I'm like, yeah, I'll put a sleep timer on right before I start to fall asleep, but then I'll just fall asleep, and then I'm like, crap, I didn't put it on. But then I wake up and my video's off.
Normally it's because I turn it off because I know that she didn't put a sleep timer on.
Oh. But YouTube has a sleep timer, in case anyone wants to know. It's really, really great when you need YouTube videos to sleep. And I am one of those people who needs YouTube videos. I don't need it. I could sleep without it. It just helps me to stay asleep if I have that on, which is really weird. But I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, next question. Has there been a moment where you said, this is right? Like, this is correct. We made a good choice.
Realistically, I think that, on our first move-in day, the day we first moved in, so that's more correct grammar, I think that it was the realization of we made it the right choice. Obviously, we live right next to a highway, so it's not the greatest in terms of road noise, but the neighborhood itself is quiet. There's generally always parking,
Generally. Sometimes you have to park a whole hike away, but...
A whole building away, yes.
No! A hike. Because we have to park at the front. That's a hike. It's a long walk.
It is a long walk, really. But, realistically, it's, at least for me, it's having my first real apartment. Obviously had her apartment up in school, so she, had a chance to stretch her legs a little bit more in that regard. But, for me, it's being able to have a space where I can not necessarily be free, because that's not the right terminology, but
be free. No, you're right.
Be able to express, myself, in terms of having whatever nerdy shit I want, being able to have board games next to the TV, having a whole bookshelf, dedicated to whatever I want on there, being able to hang up stuff and not feel judged for it.
I was going to be like, but with my approval. I was like, a joke.
I mean, it's not wrong.
And then it goes both ways, though. It's not like I make all the decisions. We do have a blue couch, though, and that's probably my favorite thing we have. Is we have a bright... It's not... it's like a gray blue, but it's my favorite shade of blue, and so I'm very happy we have it.
And honestly, I like this couch especially because it does fold out into a bed.
And I will be getting a bright yellow ottoman. It was going to be a chair, but there's no room for a chair, I'm realizing, as I'm sitting here on the ground. But I do want a bright yellow ottoman. I like color.
Yes.
That's something... I've always known it. My mother's always known it. You're now learning that I love color. My room up in school was hippie-themed, so I had color everywhere. And a lot of those posters, once we get framed, are going up on our wall. When do you think we're going to start hosting people? Never.
Probably after the first couple months.
Never.
Never.
I hate hosting. Unless it's a sleepover. Don't touch me with your warm ass feet. What? You're rubbing my knee with your warm ass foot.
Listen.
I wish we could video because that makes no sense. For audio listeners, aka all of you, Hunter's on the couch right now. I'm on the ground and he started rubbing my knee with his foot. And his foot is very warm.
Anyways, because that wasn't weird enough. What were we talking about?
Hosting.
Oh, right, hosting. Realistically, I would say a couple months, but, that's discretionary, as obviously,
Never.
You don't like hosting.
No. It's just, if it's like 1 or 2 people, that's fine. Like, we have a D&D group, and 2 out of the 3 other people in it, other than us, live in our general area within like 30 minutes or so of us. 1 person lives out of our state, I think, to my knowledge. But like, that's fine. Like, if it's just if the 2 of them came over for a session and we all got to hang out in person, and then that person who is out of state was online, I'd be fine. I'd be totally fine with that.
Right.
I just don't want a ton of people, especially because our space is so small.
Yeah.
The most I would want is like I don't even want all my cousins over at the same time. The most I would want is like 4, and that's cutting it because I don't know where we're gonna put them.
Right.
But that's like if we absolutely needed to have them over, that's the most I'd be okay with.
No, and truly, I agree with you, in that I wouldn't want like a 10-person party or something crazy. So we just don't have the space, frankly.
Like, we will not be hosting anything until we get a bigger place.
Right. So realistically, like you said, sleepovers I think are fine, but more than anything, it'd probably be 1 or 2 people.
Or like if we did a game night, that'd be fine. But I don't want like 8 people. Like 5 people's good. Us 2 plus 3 others. That sounds great.
Right.
But I can't have a ton of. We don't have a lot of space as is.
And really, I think that'd be the extent of it. It'd be 5 or 6 people. I would not put it past that, honestly, because that just, that's too much.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't mind hosting, so long as I obviously know the people.
Any other questions, moving things you want to talk about? I just hit myself in the face. Any other moving things you want to talk about?
I don't think that a lot of people realize how much of a pain in the ass it is to unbox everything.
We still have boxes. We've been here for a month and we still have boxes.
And it's honestly frustrating because then you're just like, where do I put this? What do I do with this?
Yeah. Or trying to find spaces for everything. Like my dad, shout out Dad, just bought us a crock pot. I don't know where I'm going to put that. I'm like looking at our tiny little kitchen and I have no idea where it's going to go yet. Oh, I was thinking putting it where the other, the waffle maker is. See, this is what I mean, though. We have such a small space that it's like, I don't even know where to put it. We could put it in the pantry. We could put it by our waffle maker. We could put it, honestly, on top of if we can clean up on top of the shelves, put it on top of the shelves, or shelves on top of the cabinets. I have no clue. We also have, just so everyone is aware, because I think this is funny, we have a metal chicken on top of our fridge. He's a rooster, actually. A metal rooster. His name is Tony. My old boss gave him to me as, a going away present, basically. It was, the end of the summer, and he was like, you can take anything you want in the office. And I chose this chicken. And I named him Tony, and every single day, my boss would come in, and Tony would sit on my desk, and he would be like, hey, Tony! Every single time. So, we have Tony. He lives on the rooster. Or on the fridge. If our steps are too heavy, he shakes.
And honestly, it's a good reminder as an upstairs neighbor in order to chill out and have softer steps. Because basically I use Tony as hey, I need to chill out.
I'm taking 2 heavy steps.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not trying to piss off my downstairs neighbors, obviously. I already do that enough as is.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Okay, now to my favorite segment. What that dog do? I have 2 what that dog do's. I do want to talk about the fact that Charlie and Hunter have not had the best relationship.
No.
But the last time you saw Charlie, she was incredibly nicer to you than she has been. She was a lot more loving and a lot more coming up to you and not barking, which is a good step forward.
Yes, and more than anything, for reference, I try to leave that dog alone as much as I possibly can because I know that that dog is also incredibly anxious.
She got anxiety for all of us.
And so within that, I try my best to be nice, to be non-confrontational, not to take super big steps and freak her out.
But my other what that dog do is I went to my parents' house today, and I came in through the garage, and she started barking at me, and then all I did was kind of get on the ground, and then she started laying down, and then I started laying down, and we laid on the ground together. She put her paws on my collarbones, her front paws on her collarbones, and I was rubbing her belly, and we just stared in each other's eyes. I think we had a moment. I think we fell in love. And then the minute I got up, she got up and started barking at me again because she got mad because I wasn't on the ground with her anymore. But that's why I want that dog do, because I love when she does that, because it's just very funny to me that she just lays on the ground and just stares at you like, you better keep petting me. Don't stop petting me. What's your current obsession?
I don't know if I have a current obsession.
You have to for the pod.
Really, I think my current obsession is looking at games that I can't afford right now.
Real.
Because, there's one game in particular that I really, really want to play.
What is it?
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, the new one?
Yes. Because it looks so much fun.
Can you have the cats in that one?
Yes.
I want to play it. So for those who don't know, don't worry, I got this. I've played Monster Hunter a total of 2 times. You can have a cat. What is it called? A palico?
Yes.
Put Mr. Mouse down. You can have a palico, which is a little cat guy who walks like a human, but
Essentially, it's a bipedal cat.
Yeah.
Bipedal, sorry.
Yeah. It's a cat, though, and it's called a palico because usually they come in calico colors. Right?
Generally.
Yeah. Anyways.
But, yeah, so within that, Monster Hunter Wilds, there's a whole series of Monster Hunter where it's just that you hunt monsters. It's great. It's
hard.
It can be hard depending
I tried to play, and it was very difficult, and I played twice and then got mad.
And really, there's just a lot going on within the game itself. There's a lot of things to do or things you can do. There's a lot of different weapons, and there's a lot of different things that you have to know about the monsters, and it's a grindy game for sure. It's not meant to be that you beat the monsters on the first go around. It's getting better, learning the monsters' patterns, farming stuff, So realistically speaking, it's a rewarding game. It's putting in the time, it's putting in the effort, it's putting in the time of learning how to play, and I akin it to more of the Dark Souls series in terms of just overall time spent learning. I would say it's not as punishing as Dark Souls, but it's definitely one of those where it just takes time to learn, get better at, and just do all that. But stuff games like Monster Hunter Wilds, I would still like to play Red Dead Redemption 2, which I still haven't.
We own that.
We do.
I own that.
And I still haven't played it. There's a new Assassin's Creed where it's based out in medieval Japan, and it's super cool. Definitely want to play that once they fix all their bugs because Ubisoft sucks.
Yeah.
And there's a couple others that I've had on my list for a while that I just haven't gotten just because either I thought it was going to be good, it wasn't, or, it was okay, cool. Like Baldur's Gate 3. is a perfect example of something I've wanted to play, haven't had
We
the
need
chance
to get
to.
that.
Yeah.
We need to get that one.
But really, that's current obsession. Really, is just kind of watching gameplay of stuff that I can't afford, just because and I don't have time because I work a shit ton.
My current obsession is the library. I just went and got a library card, and I checked out a book and 4 movies. Well, that's a lie. I checked out 1 season of Doctor Who, 2 seasons of Sherlock, and then a Sherlock special little episode. And the reason I thought of that current obsession is because while you were talking, I renewed them. So I didn't have to turn them in right away. My goal is to turn them in soon, but not yet. And now, advice. What's your advice for moving out?
Advice for moving out really is having an itinerary of everything. What I mean by that is taking inventory of literally everything you have and breaking it down into categories, such as, cool, these are my summer clothes versus winter clothes. This is stuff I'm going to put into storage. This is stuff I'm going to wear in the daily. This is stuff that's situational. This is stuff for the closet. This is stuff for the dresser. So that way it's a lot easier to compartmentalize so that okay, cool, this is what I know I need to move first and make sure it's ready to go so I have it available to me, rather than saying, oh shit, I just threw everything in a box. I don't know where my shirt is,
But it's okay if you move like that.
Which obviously, yeah, if that's how you want to do it, by all means, you do you, boo. It's just that probably would have helped me a lot, considering the fact that I had to dig through a lot of boxes to get my stuff and figure out where stuff was, in order to figure that out. Within that too, if depending on how much stuff you have, having a storage unit or having storage, in your apartment or house or wherever is super helpful, especially because there's just some stuff that you don't even think of that you're like, oh crap, I gotta find room for this. So downsizing definitely helps, when moving into a new place. Obviously, if you get into a bigger place, there's no need necessarily, but there's stuff that, when you've lived in a place for a while, you forget that you have it, or you forget that you had it at one point and don't need it anymore. So being able to get rid of some of that stuff definitely helps in order to help lessen the load of what you end up needing to move in the first place.
Have a team. That's my advice. That's all I can say is have a team, have a plan.
Yeah.
And then have 2 other plans.
I would agree.
Anything else you want to add to this episode?
I'm glad that I'm living here with you.
Aww.
I'm glad that we made the jump. I'm happy that, by the time this podcast probably releases, having lived here a full month with you and, carrying on with our adventures as it goes and just seeing what the future holds.
And with that, how does the outro go? And with that, follow us on Instagram, Penny for your pod. Nope, that's not what it's called. Penne Pod Official underscores after every word. And on YouTube at Penny for Your Thoughts. The YouTube, hopefully, not by this episode, but by the next one, should be more up to date than it currently is. Should be. And with that, pasta la vista. Hey guys, this is Editing Emma. I'm throwing this at the end of the podcast, so if you made it this far, woohoo. But I do want to acknowledge, I know somewhere in the middle, the audio gets a little crackly, gets a little weird. I think it was just where we had the computer placed. It was kind of reverbing a little. Now that I have this new microphone, we weren't using it at the time of recording, but I plan on using it going forward. Just when recording that episode, we didn't want to set it up, and I didn't want to have to learn how to use a new microphone right before recording. So I do know that little funky audio reverby, crackly bits are there. It shouldn't take away from the podcast. You should still be able to hear what we're saying. I can still hear and understand, so you should hear and understand, but I do want to acknowledge I know it's there, and this is definitely not so that it reaches an hour, because there was a lot of bits Hunter and I had to cut because Hunter kept using real names. And we try to not use real names unless the person is okay with it. But anyways, with that, pasta la vista.